痛みを感じろ。痛みを考えろ。痛みを受け取れ。痛みを知れ。痛みを知らぬ者に本当の平和はわからん。世界に痛みを。神羅転生。
Nagato, known better as Pain, was the recognized leader of Akatsuki and god of Amigakure, referred to as leader by all Akatsuki members. Except for Konan, he always directed the actions of the rest of the group and maintained authority over them. However, he had secretly collaborated with Uchiha Madara. To understand Pain's philosophy, we must look at his backstory and see what made Nagato become Pain. During the Second Great Shinobi World War, Nagato lived with his parents in a village near Amigakure. One day, two Konoha shinobis broke into their home looking for food, unaware that the place was still inhabited. Nagato's parents, believing they were going to get killed, attacked the two so that Nagato could escape. Having mistaken them to be enemy ninjas, the Konoha ninjas killed his parents. In his grief, Nagato awakened his Rinnegan and killed the assailants. He would come to consider this the first great pain of his life. With his family gone, he started wandering the country, going from house to house asking for food. In time he met a dog named Chibi, and later Konan and Yahiko, who began traveling with him in his search for food. One day, Chibi was killed in the crossfire from Hanzo's fight with the soon-to-be Sanins. Nagato mourned his death and promised himself that he would change the world, and when the war ended, the three orphans ran into the Sanins. Rather than returning to Konoha with his teammates, Jiraiya decided to teach the three how to look after themselves. Soon after Jiraiya happened to live with the orphans, Nagato and Yahiko were attacked by an Iwagikure ninja. Nagato reactivated his Rinnegan to defend Yahiko, killing the ninja. When Jiraiya found out about this, he decided to train them in ninjutsu, but Nagato was very emotional about killing the ninja and asked Jiraiya for help so he could protect Konan and Yahiko. Jiraiya's response was for Nagato to grow up and to use his eyes to find the peace that they both desired for the world. 3 years later, the orphans had become competent ninjas, so Jiraiya returned to Konoha. Eventually, he received word that they had all died. In truth, Nagato, Konan, and Yahiko began a request to find peace. They became full-fledged Amigakure ninjas and gathered followers who shared their philosophies of an end to war. Hanzo, the leader of Amigakure, viewed the group as a threat to his rule and schemed with Konoha's route to eliminate them, claiming to want to discuss peace. Hanzo lured Nagato, Yahiko, and Konan to an ambush. There, he forced Nagato to choose between killing Yahiko or Konan, not wanting to force Nagato to make the choice. Yahiko impaled himself with a kunai that was placed in Nagato's hand. With Yahiko's dying breath, he told Nagato to survive, because he believed in Jiraiya's word that Nagato would become the world's savior. This would become the second great pain of Nagato's life. Devastated, Nagato retrieved Konan and Yahiko's body and launched an attack against Hanzo's men. With his summoning demonic statue of the outer path, he was able to kill all but Hanzo. However, the technique left Nagato emaciated with numerous chakra rods in his back. He served his loyalties with Amigakure by scratching through the symbol of his Amigakure forehead protector, resolving to teach the village and the world his fate. Yahiko's body would later be incorporated to the 6 paths of pain as the Diva path. Upon adopting the name Pain, Nagato led the rebellion forces in the Amigakure civil war and took control of the village by assassinating Hanzo. Then he solidified his leadership by systematically killing anyone who had ties to the former leader. At some point, he assisted Uchiha Madara in the creation of Akatsuki, using Amiga Cure as his base of operations.
Now, let's dive deep into Pain's philosophy. Pain sees that people are incapable of understanding each other because they don't experience the same pain. So to fix that issue, he needs to put people in the same pain so they can understand each other's pain. And as a result of that, people are going to know how much harm they cause to each other, which leads to making the world a peaceful place. And that's why he keeps saying no pain and accept pain. Both Nagato and Naruto experienced the loss of something dear to them, which means that they experienced the same pain. So because of that, they can understand each other. That's why Pain said, "You and me are not different at all." They both act according to their sense of justice, and in Naruto's case, that justice is revenge.
お前の目的は何だ？
お前をぶっ倒して俺がこの忍びの世界を平和にしてやる
But Pain sees things differently from anyone else. He believes that vengeance leads to more vengeance. Why? It's because all people believe that vengeance is the best way to achieve justice. So people act according to that belief. So it leads to the repetition of vengeance, which triggers the cycle of hatred. What I like about Pain is that he was the only one who shut Naruto's mouth. He was the only one to be able to get Naruto to think deeply about the issue, because if it was someone else, he would have said something stupidly unrealistic. Naruto for the first time was speechless as a result of his philosophy. People can never understand each other unless they suffer the same pain. Once they suffer the same pain, no one will have the will to take revenge, because people will understand where the other person is coming from. Pain doesn't care if his way of achieving peace is immoral or not. He only cares about results, even if he used a way that no one wants to use. Nagato went through a lot of great pain in his life, to the point that when he had nothing and no one, he always had pain.